What's up, everybody? Let me know where you guys are from and what you do. Welcome back for another Music is My Business podcast / live Q&A. Excited to be back. Excited to answer some questions. Shout out to the Sync Producer Hub people in the member only chat. If you guys have questions at any time and you want to be brought up on audio or video, just raise your hand in the room and then I'll bring you up, or you can just type it in the chat. Completely up to you. So yeah, I'm super excited because for an hour I'm about to answer some questions on Sync, how to make money with music for TV and film. And then after this, starting at 9 p.m., we got like a special 2-hour live music review, seeing if your music is ready for TV and film, holiday / Christmas edition. So that's gonna be crazy. I have no idea what to expect with most of the music being holiday music, so we'll see how that works out. So yeah, man, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. I am going to go to the community Sync Producer Hub and see if we have any wins. This week was a quiet one. It wasn't too crazy. I had a win personally. Some music placed on Vanderpump Villa on Hulu. This win was kind of crazy because it wasn't just one placement on like one episode, right? It was literally multiple placements throughout the entire season. Everything except episode 10, which I don't know. I think I'm still just waiting for that cue sheet to come in. Because literally episode 1 through 9, there's some type of music placed on that, on that show. So that was exciting. That might be, I know I've done that with like Love and Hip Hop franchises where music would just kind of get placed throughout most of the episodes of the season. This one was interesting because all of the tracks that were placed in this show was from one album I produced. Man, I think it might have been like the year before last I started those tracks, and then I think we finalized it maybe at the top of last year. So that album has like picked up steam, obviously, and apparently they pitched the whole thing to whoever's in charge of music for Vanderpump Villa on Hulu, because they use track, and then some of the episodes they use like multiple. Like I know I was scrolling through one, it was like 4 tracks or something from that album on one episode. So that's exciting to see that. I also came across another interesting discovery on when I was just going through the cue sheets, and that one requires investigation, which we're gonna do Monday inside the Sync Producer Hub. We're gonna do that live. So if you're not a member of Sync Producer Hub, go to syncproducerhub.com. Link is in the description. Join, because Monday I'll be doing a live beat breakdown / investigation onto something that I came across that I thought was like, just, it doesn't happen a lot. I've seen it happen maybe like one other time this year, but yeah, I gotta figure out what was going on. So we're gonna get to the bottom of that Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'm excited to figure out, I don't know what that's about. So yeah, that was my win. That was my win this week. Yeah. So I'm excited. This week has been production wise, it's been cool working on some stuff, some trailer stuff. Shout out to the homie Flares. We've been cooking up something. We're cooking up something. So that's coming together, and I just remembered I need to respond to a publisher that actually hit me back about an album we were working on. So that album is moving forward. That's the one where I wasn't allowed to use brass for high energy sports tracks. So yeah, so we got like the green light to kind of go to the next phase with that. I think there was like one thing I needed to fix Oh no, it was like it was just simple stuff like timing, cleaning up something popping or something, which could very well be on my end. So I gotta check that and then figure that out. But yeah, so that was good. I'm thinking, I don't know, it's still kind of early in the year, or in the last month of the year, so I may be able to kind of get those. I will get those wrapped up so that, you know, we can kind of go into the mixing phase and like just wrap that album up. So yeah, that's what's going on. And then from there, just preparing, getting ready for the new year, to turn things up. So shout out to the new people joining the stream, man. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what you do. Drop any questions you have in the chat. Let me see in the member only chat. We got Ansley. What's up, Ansley? Welcome to the hub. Ken Stavis. Kenneth Clark was good. Lamar Franklin, I see you. Michael Connor is in the building. Let me see. Michael says, at least you're being known for innovation. High energy without brass is a tough one. Listen, yes, that was my challenge for the year. Because y'all know, like, my go-to, you say high energy sports, or you just say sports, I'm immediately hopping on brass. Like, that's like the first instrument for me, and then I'll build around that. But yeah, so you know, we made it work. So I'm excited about it. Hood Handyman, what's good? Says, how are you, new listener? What are some free DAWs that allow you to sync audio and video? You know what? I'm gonna turn to the room for that. If you guys know any free DAWs that allows you to sync audio and video, drop that in the chat. I know when you said free DAW, I thought of BandLab, but I don't know if you can drop video in BandLab, so that I'm not sure about. And any other free DAWs? You know what? I think Luna is free. No, I know Luna's free. However, I don't know if you can drop video in Luna. I feel like maybe. Michael says GarageBand. Yeah, I've never experimented with it. You may be able to drop video in GarageBand. I haven't opened GarageBand on desktop in a long time, so I'm not sure. Reason 12 does not allow video yet. Tell Reason to get it together. Why? Like, I feel like Reason is like, they're always like at least a decade behind simple things that every other DAW has. It's a great DAW, like, especially when it comes to like just creating custom sounds and patching and stuff like that. But man, it took like 1,000,000 years to record audio. It took another 500,000 years for them to export as MP3, like basic things. Why does Reason do that? Y'all gotta let me know. Y'all Reason users, y'all gotta let me know why Reason does things like that. Ansley said that's why Reason can't be my main DAW. Yeah, we need that video. I use Reason. Man, I went through a stint for like a couple years, but it was never Reason by itself, because at that time they didn't have like audio capabilities. It was just MIDI. So I would rewire it into either Pro Tools or Logic. Logic was a little bit easier, so most times it was Logic, but yeah, Reason was fun. I got some good stuff out of Reason. So yeah. Miguel says, what's up? Y'all changing hours on me with the daylight savings. It's 10 p.m. now. It's 10 p.m. Where are you, like in Arizona or something? Because it's one of those states don't do daylight savings. But it's 9 p.m. here. Miguel must be somewhere else. Where are you again, Miguel? Let us know. So yeah, Gerald, what's good? Kenneth said, what's up, family? Welcome to the newbies. They were supposed to not change the time here in Cali, but oh, Puerto Rico. Okay, that makes sense. That's always weird. Yeah, some members of my team, they're in the Philippines, and I don't think they do daylight savings either. It was like one day, my VA was like scheduling something. She was just like, what? Like, she was like, for some reason, it's like an hour off. I was like, oh yeah. So we do this weird thing here where we switch clocks back and forth every year. Like, I don't know. I feel like if there's a state that doesn't do it, there's other countries that don't do it. I think we should just get rid of it altogether. Let's just get rid of daylight savings altogether. It's less confusing for everybody. What do you think of BeatStars Publishing? Well, I don't know a lot about it. Let's start there. So I'm speaking from a place of semi-ignorance. But, you know, I don't know. Like, I haven't used it. I don't know the details of it. I don't know what the agreement looks like from a legal perspective. So I can't say a lot about it. But I know for me as a producer that focuses on sync, I would have to be sure it wouldn't get in the way of that. I don't know if it's exclusive or non-exclusive or, you know, only exclusive towards whatever you have on BeatStars. I'm just not sure. So I don't have much information for you on that. I just don't think it would work for what I do personally. And then if it's attached to Sony ATV, I absolutely wouldn't do it, because I mean, a lot of these sync libraries and stuff that I work with, if they see a major publisher on anything or involved in anything, they're not gonna want to really mess with it too much, because it plays with the negotiation. You get a big dog in there like Sony. Sony's like, yeah, we're not taking less than this. And then, you know, we're playing that whole game. And yeah, and they gotta, you know, then they're gonna have to go through them to get stuff cleared. So yeah, if you're a newbie, who would you suggest for sync? DistroKid, as far as collecting royalties. So DistroKid will collect like your streaming, mechanicals, sales, digital sales, things like that. Anything you make from social media, you'll get that. That's separate from performance royalties, like what we get as a result of something being synced to picture. So anything that's placed on like TV, film, you know, commercials, ads, video, online media, things like that, you would have to be registered with a performance rights organization or performing rights organization, however you want to say it. That's in the States, CSAC, BMI, ASCAP. There's another one out there. I forget the name of it, but you would have to be registered with them in order to collect your performance royalties from syncs. And as a writer, you can only be registered with one. So I would just do research on those, see which one, you know, fits your needs, and then go from there. And then once you're set up with a PRO, then your next step would be finding music libraries or sync publishers to pitch to. So those are publishers that just specialize in creating music specifically for TV and film. That is going to be the quickest route, and who you would need to connect with in order to start getting your music placed in TV, film, video games, and things like that. If you want the steps, I think I have it in the description of this video. It's my free sync producer quick start guide. Download that. That'll give you all the steps, because there's some stuff that I'm sure I just brushed over and made it sound like 2 steps and you're done, but I promise you it's a little bit more than that. But download the free 6-step guide. That will give you all the steps and the nuances of all the things you need to know if you're a newbie getting started in sync. That way you'll be able to avoid, a bunch of the mistakes that newbies typically make just because they don't know. So, yeah. And then here's a link to that just in case. Miguel dropping fire like he's got the new codes to the football. That's why I haven't been in the live reviews. I just dropped my link and I disappear like a ninja smoke ball. I haven't heard anything, man. So yeah, we gonna see when we start reviewing music. We gonna see what what y'all dropping in there. It says, would it be okay to post my Spotify holiday playlist? It includes a Clint track along with other Sync artist tracks. Is it inside Sync Producer Hub? All of our reviews are done inside our membership. If you're in there, absolutely drop it. Because at what time is it? Did I say 9? At 10, we're gonna do live music reviews. I feel like I said 9 earlier. I don't know. Time's all over the place. I told somebody the other day, my TV Placement Mastery group, that we were meeting on Wednesday. I said tomorrow, Wednesday, and then I really meant Thursday. So I'm like a day behind, I think. So yeah, it's been interesting. So yeah, if you're inside the Sync Producer Hub, drop that. We're gonna check it out. And we're gonna be reviewing music for like 2 hours. So hopefully I'll be able to get through like everybody's music in one stream. That would be amazing. No doubt. Zimzada is in the building. She has arrived. What's up, Zim? G5, what are some key terms and concepts in sync licensing that beginners should familiarize themselves with? E.g. master, rights, publishing, cues. Well, yeah, those are absolutely a few of them. So cue is like a term we use to describe music that's specifically made for TV. It could be an instrumental cue. It could be, vocal cue, background vocal, background instrumental. There's you got two sides that's being cleared in sync. You got the master recording, and then you have the publishing composition. You have royalties. Obviously, you have upfront sync fees. So if there's an upfront sync fee, you would get that, around the time that it gets placed, or around the time that maybe a little bit after the time you actually do the agreement. What are some other terms, man? You mentioned, we talked about master, publishing, split sheets. That's a good one to know. If you got multiple writers, having some type of split sheet, or even if it's electronic, split, so that everybody knows what percentage of the song they own, so that when you guys do like a sync deal, everybody knows what's what and who's getting what. And then we typically just split everything according to that percentage. If there's an upfront sync fee, we'll split it according to that percentage. Royalties will be split according to that percentage. So that's important. Work for hire agreements, those are great. So say you want a bass player to play bass on a track that you produced, but you want to retain 100% ownership of that work, then you have the bass player come through, say, hey, come through a session, I want you to lay bass on this thing. He lays bass, you sign a work for hire agreement saying, hey, I'm going to pay you $100 to lay bass, but you do not have any rights to this song. This is the only money you will see from this session here. So work for hire agreement, those are good to have depending on what what you need to do work for hire for. And then on the flip side, you can have a work for hire agreement with a publisher, which is kind of, it could be, usually the work for hire agreements I've done with publishers have been, here's a here's a chunk of money to produce the track, but you won't get any upfront sync fees. However, you'll still get back end royalties. So I've done like work for hire agreements like that. And then, you take the $600-700 and then, take that. That'll be it as far as upfront, but then you'll get back end royalties forever. So you get that. That could also be phrased as a buyout. Stems, another one, man. Yeah, this is, man, sync. Let's get back to the basics. Let's go. Stems, it can be individual, so all your instruments separated. It can also be groups of tracks, so drums only, guitars only, strings only, brass only, synths, sound effects. Those are stems. Drum and bass, maybe alt versions or mixes. Those can also be referred to as stems. Underscore could be a stem, or AKA alt version. So that's that. Perpetual license. Perpetual means forever and ever and ever and ever, never ending. Perpetual. It's good to know. Perpetual, I feel like perpetual scares people away sometimes. It is what it is. At least know if you're signing a perpetual deal so you don't have unrealistic expectations. But I have some deals with publishers, like anything I send them, it will be in perpetuity. So, yep. Do songs ever get placed with major artists from a music library? I noticed you had a few plaques. So, for clarification, that plaque, that's not a RIAA certified plaque. That is my TV placement mastery plaque. That is the plaque that my students get if they land a placement within a year of finishing my 3-month coaching program. So that is something that's made from Clint Productions. It's custom. Billboard, that's a Billboard plaque. That's official. And that was not a result of sync. That was a result of producing music for Tamar Braxton's Christmas album that hit the Billboard charts, holiday Billboard charts. But to answer your question, do songs ever get placed with major artists from a music library? Major artists, we say major artists because they're attached to a major label, major publisher. So major publishers have sync departments or whatever. So they're handling that stuff for them. So they don't necessarily they don't necessarily have to be attached to like an independent music library. Like let's say Sony, for example. Sony has like its own sync division or whatever. So like that stuff just kind of automatically can get pulled into different situations just because it's Sony. So, from a major artist perspective, their publisher is just looking to exploit those works as much as possible, and sync ends up being one of the biggest earning things for artists. That makes up a lot of that income, royalty income, sync fees, all of that stuff. Real big on the major side. Good question. Sting endings. Oh man, we talk about Sting endings a lot. Yes. I think I talk about it in you'll see it in the guide as well. My guide's gonna cover a lot of the basics for you. What are your brass libraries of preference? I have session horns from E Instruments, the basic library. I have session horns as well. The Native Instruments brass essentials or something like that, orchestra essentials, something like that. I've been using those a lot. I also have some stuff from Heaviosity. It's not like a brass plugin. It's like a, I don't know, it's some cinematic plugin, but it has like brassy presets in there. So I'll use some stuff from that as well. So yep. Yep, let's go. Let's get that the ClintMusic plaque, man. Because there's really not many out there for TV placements. So far I've had let me see, Billy earned a 10x TV placement plaque. Shedrick earned his first TV placement plaque. So basically it depends on where you're at within that year mark, right? So we have like a few different ones. You can have, if you get your first TV placement within that first year, you'll get the first TV placement plaque. If you land 10 within the year of finishing, you get the 10x. And then the only one who has got a 100x TV placement plaque was Billy, because or the only one that that got 100 placements within a year of finishing the program was Billy. He he did an album for a publisher, and that album went nuts, and he got a royalty check one quarter, and it was higher than what he was normally seeing, and he didn't know why. And then he did some digging, and come to find out, he was getting a bunch of TV placements. And he checked his TuneSat, and it was just like pages upon pages of just placements. So he's the only one that's got that so far. So yeah, Lady Lowe says, just want to say thank you for the exceptional advice you consistently provide. Keeps our momentum up. Let's go. I appreciate it. Glad I can help, Lady Lowe. Forzo is dope. I don't have it. I have the Symphonic Destruction one. That's the one. Forzo's dope. I haven't gotten it, but I listened to some of the samples on their website. So yeah. One Stop. That's a good one. That's a big one. So publishers tend to play the role of One Stop because they get everybody's signatures on the agreement. So then the publisher becomes like the one stop for the music supervisor or the TV network. But if you're working directly with a music supervisor or a TV network, you would want to be one stop, meaning they can get clearance for the master and the publishing from one party, and you sign off on it, and they can move forward with the placement. So if you have multiple co-writers, best thing to do is to have a split sheet that also has a one-stop clause on that split sheet that says, co-writer A, B, or C all agrees that either one of us can sign off on the clearance of this song for sync, and there be no issue. And that keeps, say you had a friend that was just like, yo, I'm about to go on vacation, I'm out of the country for a week, and supervisor hits you up that week, they're on vacation on the beach living their best life, and you need a signature so y'all can move this sync forward. You got like a short window of time to get that in, or you may potentially miss out on a sync placement depending on the timeline of that production. So just depends. So that's One Stop. Hopefully that makes it somewhat easier to understand. JR Writers, appreciate it. Shout out to the new people on the stream, man. For those who have just joined, I'm answering questions about sync licensing, how to get your music placed in TV and film. We're just hanging out, live Q&A. Drop your questions in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you do. If you're new, say I'm a newbie, and then we'll welcome you. Michael Connor says, I think one way to look at it is if you're the one-stop contact You're the song's trustee, responsible for the admin of the estate, if you will. That was well put. I like that. B Rad says, are we currently within the time window to submit for hopefully March Madness placements, or is it too soon being the holidays? It's kind of too soon. I would start working on them though, because let me see. When did they start looking for March Madness stuff last year? I think it was around, I think that might have been like the top of February. Maybe even like end of January, top of February, maybe. But yeah, start gearing up. Start gearing up. Sacramento, California. Nice. Y'all probably still got some sunlight over there. It's dark here. So yeah. But yeah, there's so many terms in sync. It can be overwhelming. I'll be honest with you, like, and that's what keeps a lot of producers stuck and just stop. They just stop like trying, because it's just like, yo, I don't understand all this stuff, and I don't want to jump in without understanding it. So then they don't do it. But I do not want y'all to do that. All I want you to do is step number 1. Go to the link in my description, download the free Sync Producer Quick Start Guide. Get that. That's step 1. It's going to give you all the basics, everything I did to get my first TV placement. And then take it one step at a time from there. Just take it one step at a time. Because you're going to learn as you go. Like, everybody's situation will be different. You'll run into unique situations. New questions will come up. And literally, it is a step-by-step thing in that you find out what to do next after you complete the first step, right? So, for example, let's say first step is reaching out to the publisher to submit the music. You found the email. They told you how to submit. You submit. Can't do anything until they hit you back. So, like, you're stuck at this step until something moves. So then they hit you back and they say, hey, we like your music. We want to, sign it, do a deal or whatever. Now you're in the next step. They're going to literally tell you how to proceed, whether that's giving you the agreement, telling you to look over it, let them know if you have any questions. And then once you sign the agreement or not, it's up to you. But if you do sign it, the next step is going to be delivering the deliverables from the tracks that they signed. They're going to tell you exactly how to do that. Like, they're super specific. Like, they'll let you know what the file type, the bit rate, all of that stuff, how they want it, how they want stems. They're going to let you know. So literally just take it one step at a time. Don't fall into this analysis paralysis trap to where you're overthinking everything and you're trying to have everything mapped out and figured out and know how you're gonna make this move once you get to this point, because you might not even ever get to that point. So just start with step 1 and take it one step at a time. It's gonna make your life and your brain way better, and you're gonna learn because you're actively doing it. So that's the best way to approach the process. Yeah, James know what it's about, man. He's another TV placement mastery student. Trust the process. That's it. We Create Music TV. What's up, man? Good to see you. The sun went down in September. I ain't seen. Oh, that's crazy. Cause you're in Canada, right, dude? That would man, that's different. That is different. I don't know. Like, I need to experience that, just to experience that. That whole no sun for like a long time, and then sun, just daylight for a long time, nonstop. That is so interesting to me. So yeah, I would absolutely have like blackout curtains and everything, because yeah, I need that sleep, that good sleep. So yeah, the Fire Starter, what's up? Good to see you in the building. Is it normal to feel that we compose a lot and we still don't know what style we specialize in? I've been feeling lately that I'm doing multiple styles because I'm composing based on the brief I get. Oh, that's 100% normal. No, that's 100% normal. Like, you can, the thing is like, you want to appear like a specialist to the publishers, like each publisher you're working with. And then even that depends. Like, once you've built a relationship with a publisher, like there's publishers that know I can do multiple styles of music, and do it like at a high level, not just like I try to do it. So they'll know, like, nah, like I know Miguel can knock this, and this out. And that's fine. Like, go for it, especially in the early stages, man. Like, whatever brief you get, there's some stuff that I didn't even have experience in. I was just like, yo, because this budget is the way it is, I'm about to try it. Cause like, why not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we about to learn something new today. And just try it, man. Cause that helps you as a producer. Cause you're just working on your craft. So nah, man, I think that's good. I think it just boils down to the presentation. You know what I mean? Like, if you're getting started and you're presenting music to somebody for the first time, that's when you kind of want to, kind of narrow it down. Don't overwhelm them with like 50 styles of music. Just give them something they can kind of digest and slowly introduce stuff, other genres from there. G5 from the community has a question. Let's bring them up.
Hello.
Boom. What's up, bro?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
I have a question, and I was wondering, speaking about just getting into libraries and then creating different types of music, do you ever find yourself infusing the style of music that you're accustomed to, even though that you're working on a brief that's different from what you are working on? So like if you're so like, let's say, for example, you are used to creating orchestral hip hop type music, for example.
Okay.
You get a brief to do, I don't know, 80s synthwave, or I don't know, something different.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself still just by habit infusing what you're accustomed to into those type of briefs?
No. And I think I have to credit that to the fact that I'm a musician first. So I'm trained from playing for groups, playing for bands, playing in church. I'm literally like trained to play what the song is. So if there's like, if I'm playing a gig and we're doing like some Stevie Wonder classics, right? Like, I'm in that zone. Like, that's just where I am. So everything I'm listening to throughout that project is just Stevie. All I've been listening to is Stevie. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of ingrained to just give them what they want. Like I can give you like soul, just straight R&B soul without incorporating trap drums, or you know what I'm saying, like, or orchestral elements, just because I just know how to just compartmentalize it, I guess, if that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I found myself sometimes kind of going, I follow briefs in the reference, but then the part of me that, like, I don't know, that wants to do a certain type of music, that kind of comes out, and then I have to, I guess, put that in check. But then sometimes I go, well, maybe would this help? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or if it was kind of like a thing that other people confront, or like if you have this happen to you sometimes.
So. What I would say in that instance, man, especially if you're working from a brief, look at the bullet points of their reference, and like the things that they like about a song, or like the things that they kind of highlight in terms of what they're looking for, give them that first. And I feel like if you can check all those boxes and you want to throw like your little, like your sauce on it and get a little bit experimental, then maybe throw that in there after you've kind of checked all their boxes in terms of things that they're looking for. As long as it, you know, it makes sense and it works.
Right.
And then, yeah, outside of that, you know, sometimes I'll have to, like, say if I've been working on a bunch of like orchestral hip hop stuff for like weeks at a time, and I want to get out of that in my head, then I'll just go through their reference playlist and just listen to that over and over and over again. Just like soak that in, to where now that's just where my mind is at the time. So
mental mindset then.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No doubt. Let's go. Miguel with the question. Let's bring Miguel up. Where'd it go? Oh, I think it's loading. We're letting the computer do computer things, Miguel. See if I can bring you up. Will it let me?
Yep. You hear me?
Oh, okay. Yep. I got you. What's up, Miguel?
I have a little cold right now, so my voice is not is 100%. But anyways, I'm gonna make the question.
All right.
So would you say that it's safe to say that I should use, let's say, my Latin hip hop reggaeton type of vibe to impress libraries, and then after I get accepted on those libraries, I can branch off based on their briefs?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the question is, if like, should you kind of play on the like the reggaeton hip hop stuff first to like make the introduction and then kind of branch off into other styles of music?
Yeah, pretty much like submit with what I'm strong at first,
Yeah.
and then just compose whatever they need afterwards.
Yeah, 100%. I would do that. Start with like the strongest genre you have, and then go from there. Because once the briefs start rolling in, that's when you don't have to think too much about what to create. Like, you're just creating whatever the brief is asking for. But yeah, start with your strongest genre, especially that style of music, because I think there's like a high and growing demand for it, like for authentic sounding stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you do that, I think that'll work out for you for sure, because you got some good quality stuff.
Great, thanks.
Yep. I think here, I'll mute you back. I don't know why my thing is tripping. But yeah, great question. Start with what you do first. B-Rat says, yep, analysis paralysis is alive and well in my studio. Always wake up in the morning thinking I need to change or add something. 100%. Yep. We all get hit by it sometimes. Gregory Webb from Pennsylvania. What's good? Hood Handyman, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Pair character doing a shake a sign with his hand saying cool. Oh, that must have been like a description of an emoji. Exactly. Check all the boxes, then throw in a ton of tritones. That would be so just disrespectful for the just all of a sudden.
You can hear us, but you're on mute.
Oh. Yep. Oh wait, I'm on mute. How am I on mute? It's not even mute. Hold on. I don't even know how to undo it. So no one can hear me? Nothing? Wait, can y'all hear me now? Okay, listen. You know what? I don't even want to share the reason why and what happened. So in my mind, Miguel was in the member only Zoom chat, right? On my screen. So I hit mute audio thinking I'm muting Miguel, and I just muted myself. Man, telling you, man. It's crazy. It's what lack of sleep will do. My youngest one, she's been waking up in the middle of the night consistently. And then my oldest, he's been like, bro, I turned around one night and bro is just standing there, like looking at me. And I'm like, bro, you cannot do that, dude. Like, I'm waking up out of sleep and you're staring at me like a body is in front of me. Man, dude, I have to like take a second and just think, because I'm not expecting that. So I'm tired. So yeah, man. Start with your strongest genre is what I was saying when I was muted. Start with the strongest genre. What else did I say? I said a lot in that in those few minutes. That was basically the basis of it. Start with the strongest genre and then kind of go from there. And then I was reading off some comments. The tritones. Check all the boxes and then throw in a ton of tritones. Throw in all the things at the end of the track. So yeah, absolutely. After getting accepted into a library, can you talk about ways to keep your music from sitting on the shelf? That's a great question, Ken, because I think that's a huge fear that a lot of producers have is, okay, here's this amazing library. And for those who don't know, library, publisher, sync company, these are like, I use these interchangeably. They all kind of like, they mean the same thing. It's like a publisher that specializes in sync. So when we say library, it's like production music library. That's what we're referring to, not like the public library where you go read and learn. So you find this library. It's a great company. Your fear is, man, I see all this music and all these composers. Like, how is my music gonna stand out amongst all of this and actually get placed? And I'm glad you asked. The way you got to think about it is, it's a library of music, right? And it doesn't necessarily sit on like a shelf, right? Quote unquote shelf. When we do the boring stuff called metadata, when we're describing our songs or coming up with sentences that says what this song is, what it sounds like, moods, keywords, BPM, style, genre, all of that stuff. A lot of times these libraries, they have clients that have access to their library on the back end to where they can go in and they can search certain terms, keywords, moods. So they're working on the scene. They're like, man, I need something that's like tense and dramatic, but like also hip hop or whatever. They're searching these keywords, and that's how tracks are populated. So that's why it's important to describe your tracks accurately when it comes time to do metadata and things like that, and fill out all the boring information and things like that, because that helps your music get discovered. So when they're searching these things, your music could pop up, and it could be used if it fits what's needed. Another thing to keep in mind is that in let's just say a simple reality show that airs for 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, like Love and Hip Hop, for example, will use like over 100 pieces of music in one episode. So they go through so much music so fast that like you would think, oh man, like I don't really have a huge chance of my music getting placed. Like I've talked to an editor before, and he's just like, yeah, bro, like we just get access to the library and we just like we just go through a bunch of tracks, and we like need so much music that we're just going through it, placing it. That's why I love episodic things, because sometimes you'll have an editor that like, because they need so much music, they'll hear your track and they're like, oh, this was dope. Like, this guy's stuff is dope. They'll go through and like just keep pulling your stuff because they just know it works, and you'll end up on like multiple episodes just like that. So there's that. There's like a bunch of opportunities for shows and music to be placed in those shows. And then another way that you can kind of stay on their radar is by keeping the line of communication open and by consistently submitting music. So if you submit like 1 or 2 tracks and then don't submit anything for like months and years, then yeah, you probably gonna like sink to the bottom and be on the bottom shelf, right? Just because there's not enough of your music being populated to give yourself the highest chance possible of getting something placed. So if you're competing against me, where like when I first got started, my goal was like send in 5 tracks every brief, right? And usually I was getting briefs every week. So if I'm getting in 5 tracks a week, and then you submitted one 3.5 months ago and you're just waiting to see if it gets placed first before you submit anything else, I'm going to get more placements for you because I just simply have more tracks in there. It's not that I'm more talented than you. It's just I have more numbers, just higher number of tracks, which is just the law of averages. The more tracks you have in there, the higher the chance you have of actually getting something placed. So that's like the long-winded explanation of kind of how to prevent your music sitting on the shelf with the library. So yeah. Oh, never went. Oh, I know what happened. So I muted the member only Zoom, so everybody inside Sync Producer Hub basically couldn't hear me if they're in that if they're in that thing. My YouTube people are like, this guy has lost his mind. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's a lot of audio things going on over here in the background. LW will be the first to let me know if I'm muted on the YouTube side. I'll tell you that. So yeah. Elda's been listening to Flair's greatest hits playlist. Listen, man. Throw one of Flair's trailers behind the scenes of me waking up to my son standing next to me in the middle of the night staring at me, and we have a very scary scene, hands down. Yeah, some chunky action. It's crazy. It's like, what are y'all doing? And then the middle kid, he comes in like low key, like you just kind of see he's short, so like you just see his head walking in the room. And you kind of hear him because he just comes out the room a certain way. So like I hear the door and I know it's him. I ain't even hear this dude come out. Like, bro, just you wake up, he's there. Like, it's crazy. This stuff is creepy, man. You gotta stop doing that. So yeah, let me see. Let me try and get one more question in before we transition here. The Firestarter says, have you ever asked the library what keywords they are using on your music, since in most cases we can't see it unless we are an actual client? No, I haven't. That would be a good question though. Cause some you could go on the website and like, you know, once they have it uploaded, you can see it. But then there's some where they may not have like a front facing library of music. So in that case, I think it would be a great question to hit them up. Like, hey, you know, what are some keywords you would use to describe my music? Because that could be insightful for sure. Yeah. All right, let me see. When we complete a track, are satisfied and ready to submit, but don't know what is best suited for a sports reality trailer. Is there a way to determine what's best for its chances? Honestly, man, I say throw that out the window when you submit. And the reason why is because that's the publisher's job, and to figure out what works for their clients. Let them do that. just submit the music. Like when I submit music, man, I don't even describe like what I think it would be good for. I don't even do it because I could be 100% wrong. Like they could have a auto commercial in mind for what I sent, and I'm sitting here thinking this will be great for like a lo-fi fitness app or something. You know what I mean? So I don't even want to limit their thinking. I just do the music, send it to them. Y'all let me know which whatever it works for. Cause real talk, I created a bundle of tracks for sports. Like it was literally NFL season. The brief was we need tracks for NFL season. Everything I did was for sports. And the first placements, the stuff it got placed on was reality TV. And then later it ended up getting on some sports stuff, was NFL Game Day. Like all the stuff I've been seeing on NFL Game Day for like the past 2 years, that was the stuff I originally did for sports, but most of those tracks have already been on Love and like all the franchises of Love and Hip Hop, some other shows. So I wouldn't even worry about it. So that's it. We are about to transition and get to this live music review. If you're on YouTube, stick around. If you're on the Sync Producer Hub, you're gonna meet me over YouTube. Matter of fact, did I update that link in the hub? Let me do that real quick. So you guys can have that. I don't think we did that today, but we're gonna listen, see if your music is actually ready for TV and film. If it is, we'll let you know. If it's not, we're gonna let you know that as well. But we like to do that so that we know if we're on the right track, because I think that's one of like the most challenging things is trying to figure out if your music is actually ready. That's another thing that holds producers back from submitting, is that they don't know. Like it's like, I don't want to submit it because I'm just not sure if it's actually ready. So hopefully this will help push a bunch of producers over the edge and say, hey, it's ready, go ahead and submit it, so we can keep this thing moving. Yep, about to drop that link. All right, Sync Producer Hub, that link is there if y'all joining from the calendar inside the community. And that's it. So yeah, make sure you download that free Sync Producer Quick Start Guide, or you can go to clintproductions.com/free guide. Grab that, learn how to get started in sync, learn how to make money with your music instead of letting it sit on your computer for free. So that's it. I'm out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.